you never stand in the light of the club.
You don't have the benefit of weaves and makeup.
I don't need weave or makeup.
Literally you.
I don't see what the challenge is.
No, we're not going. I was about to cut ass, but I'm not going to do it to you. You know, you got the beanie on, so.
I look good with or without the beanie. Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
Next episode.
We would get whole meals for free, and they'd be like, okay, like, and then we used to say, we know it's because we look good.
All right, if you guys don't, let me, oh man, I'm trying to be.
Politically correct.
Yeah.
Does it cost to be ugly? I feel like that's a real question. If you get perks from being attractive, I assume then it technically would cost to be unattractive.
I would hate to be ugly because it costs more money to be ugly.
It costs to get you through those doors.
Physically, yeah, like literally it does cost. I mean, like people can get in for free.
The
in
club
places
analogies,
that, yeah.
you know, you can tell if you're top of the line each time. You never stand in the line of the club.
That's true. Women can get away with being cute to attractive. Because I feel like men are kind of given that canvas where it is what it is. It's harder for you guys because you don't have the benefit of weaves and makeup.
I don't need weave or makeup.
Literally you.
I don't see what the challenge is.
No, we're not going. I was about to cut ass, but I'm not going to do it to you. You know, you got the beanie on, so.
I look good with or without the beanie. Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
Next episode.
A woman that's unfortunate looking gonna have to work a lot harder than a pretty woman. A pretty woman might walk outside, like just walk outside, and a rich man find her, then boom.
Right now, because you're attractive, you think that this is going to translate later.
There are no long-term goals. There are no 5-year plans. You only think for right now and month to month.
There are attractive people who know they're attractive, but they make the most out of what they have at the moment that they know it's at its peak, and then they plan accordingly. And then you do have this influx of young people who are very attractive, who are able to make money quickly off of that, not realizing that they'll, in essence, be washed up in 5 to 10 years.
If you're on OnlyFans, stack it and put it towards something.
Yeah, and then get out.
I felt like women was so big on, yeah, and y'all gonna be mad at me, I don't care. They're going so big on getting degrees and having money because you don't have the looks.
If your parents have to sit you down at a young age to tell you to focus in the books, in other words, they're trying to tell you, baby, you're not it.
You ugly.
You're not the it girl. But you can create a market for yourself.
Just be humble and realize, okay, there's room for improvement. There's always room for improvement, no matter how good you look. Everybody has something worth to offer, so.
You gotta gauge it to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got 4 degrees. Oh, I drive a Benz. Oh, I got a nice house. He was like, that don't make you a high value female because you will still get cheated on with the bitch that's in the projects with her mother.
It makes a man a bit more high value. If you want to be a high value man, you have to meet these standards. You have to bring in a certain amount of money a year. When you reach a certain bracket, you are able to conduct yourself in a certain manner and you have access to a lot more things in life than
more options. I think for women, you're being told education and experience and all these things, these are the qualities that make you a better person. I definitely think those are enhancements, but you have to realize whether you are feminist, whether you're traditional, however you put it, there are certain things that we almost require with, like, subconsciously from our partners as women. The partner that this high value person is looking for, really at just the bare minimum, is just an agreeable, approachable person that they can have conversation with and they're proud to take out. I think women get insulted by that, like, dumbed down criteria. But it's like, at the end of the day, we all know how the world works, so play those strengths. The 4 might be nicer than the 6. The 4 might cook better than the 6. The 4 might carry themselves better than the 6.
He will still pick her and build her up to put her on your level, if she can be.
We want to fill voids and we want voids for us to be filled in return. If we as men cannot provide for you in certain areas which we deem necessary in our lives to move forward, to be better people, we do not want to involve ourselves with you in certain situations. The only situation you'll get out of that is some PETA. PETA as in penis and bye.
I think if you talk to the average person, hey, you with your 4 degrees who has been put on a pedestal for intelligence and accomplishments and things like that.
By media and family, not by men.
We do live in a society that is sexist. So the problem is when you have those two polarized ideologies. Nobody wants to concede.
I don't give a F about these heifers.
We are visual creatures. We think about procreation. We think about features that we want our children to have. There are certain things. That's why women want taller men.
And it's a hierarchy.
Let's be honest. It's a subconscious, animalistic desire to want a taller man because that trait is going to be passed on to your son.
There are men out there too who look for women genetically to be a certain standard for them, because a man may want to pass down his genes as well to his seed, and with that, he may look for a certain body figure to match that.
As a society, we encourage people to attain the highest level of anything that they pursue. So when you are that person with 4 degrees and your man leaves you or your man cheats on you with some chick in the projects, not saying anything bad about the projects, again, the stereotype. That woman might be more beautiful, put that to the side. Maybe that person is more adaptable because they haven't attained all these other things that have already formed this almost like rigid person. A man can now come to that situation and say, hey, I want to show you this. And that also feeds that ego, which men do have, of wanting to be protectors and wanting to provide.
Some women, they feel like the money, the degrees and stuff like that, it's overcompensated. Like it's trying to replace their looks, and it's not.
You can have all that. You can have all your degrees. You can have all your accolades. That's great, but a man still is looking for a woman who is willing to submit in some sense. Sometimes, we get it. You're probably an alpha as well. You can continue to have your accolades, but allow a man to be a man in certain situations.
And also don't be mad that men are looking for certain things, because you as a woman are looking for certain things. As women, we are the ones with the higher standards. You're looking for all of these boxes to be checked while you, like we talked about many a time, while you're not even working on yourself.
With men, we're visual. I can't speak for everyone. I can just say for me, I do look for appearance first. That's just the icing on the cake. Cool. Everything else still needs to fall into place for me to view you as a beautiful human being.
A male who's 5 feet versus a male who's 6'2", even though they do the same job, the male that's 6'2" will have a higher salary or a higher hourly rate.
Yeah, there are these dynamics that are put into place, and
it might not transition literally into the salary, but we get what she's saying. And guess what the guy that's 5'5" has to do? He has to do more.
He has to outwork everyone.
We have more billionaires and millionaires under 6 feet. They end up surpassing the taller dudes, but what do they have to do to get there? They have to realize, this is my drawback. Women, we can, dye our hair anytime, chop it, add weave, do makeup, go get our full body done. Yeah, it's an improvement, but once you have a kid, it doesn't change your genetics.
Let me go get my calves done. You still gonna like me?